Hello gamers, and welcome back to another episode of Solo Spelunking. And before I start, I want to apologize because I am a little bit behind with my posting schedule, because I still have family visiting from Berlin, but they will be leaving tomorrow in the morning. And also it is still summer, obviously, and as every good gaming den should, my gaming den is located up in the attic underneath the roof, and you can imagine if it's hot outside and hot the entire day, the temperatures up here are pretty high, even though I do have two windows that I have opened so that there's a little bit of air flowing, but still it is not very pleasant to sit up here in the summer and do videos, because I started this channel last October. It is actually my first real summer up here doing videos, so yeah, but anyhow, I will today, after a long time, it's been over a month, I will continue my Tiny D6 fantasy game where I play the Keep on the Shadowfell published adventure solo, obviously, and yeah, so I do not want to waste any more time with a lot of recapping. Just watch the first episode to get yourself up to speed. Oh yeah, and I always forget this now at the beginning, but I should say that. So if you're interested in solo gaming and you like what you see on my channel and you want to support the channel and see it grow, please do consider subscribing if this is your first visit to the channel. And yeah, maybe also like the video, share the video, so that my channel can also grow. Yeah, so that is that. So we are rejoining our hero Nathan Wayne, Harper agent, and in the last episode we barely fought off an ambush of kobolds on our way to Winterhaven. And I ended the session with 2 hit points left, and I was continuing on to Winterhaven. So this is where we will pick up the session. So the rest of the journey, thankfully, is uneventful. And by the time the sun is about to set, I arrive in the somewhat fortified village of Winterhaven. Let me see the camera, check the camera. Yes, I think you can see it. Is the camera rolling? Yes, also. All right, so I'm coming up here this King's Road, and I can see this this walled and somewhat fortified village of Winterhaven. So I arrive at location number 1, the outer gate and walls, and it is, the sun is about to set, it is evening. So the outer gate and walls are open by day, closed and barred at night. Thank God it's not night yet. The outer gate is policed by 2 guards, regardless of the hour. They nod amiably, whatever that means, to locals and point travelers, whom they assume to be traders, to Rafton's Inn. Winterhaven's walls have a narrow parapet extending around the inside edge. If Winterhaven comes under attack, the regulars and what militia can be raised from among the civilian guard the walls to stave off the threat. So I'm pretty exhausted, actually, because I'm wounded, and I made some makeshift bandages. So I arrive at the gate, and the guards, they look at me. And they go, "Hey, traveler, what is your business in Winterhaven? What brings you here?" "I'm a traveler from Fallcrest. I need a place to rest and to recuperate. As you can see, I'm wounded. I was ambushed on the road on my way to Winterhaven by kobolds, little reptilian creatures. Please, let me in. I mean you no harm, and I'm in no shape to cause any trouble. I just need to rest." So the guys, they look at me, the guards, and they check me up. "Yeah, those kobold pests. They grow bolder every day. Unfortunately, you're not the first traveler that reports those attacks and ambushes. There have been a couple in the past, and it seems like they grow bolder by the day. You should report this to Lord Pedrake." "Lord Pedrake? Is that the ruler of this village?" "Yes, Ernest Pedrake. He's the Lord of Winterhaven. And he is the ruler. And you should talk to him about it. But if you need a room and need to get cleaned up, you should go to Rafton's Inn. You can't miss it. It's right the big building right after the gate." And they point through the gate towards this longhouse here that I'm pointing out here on the map for you to hopefully see. "All right. Thank you. Rafton's Inn. I'll do that. I'll head over there. I think I talked to the Lord in the morning. Yeah, maybe he sometimes is having a drink at Rafton's Inn. Maybe you find him there. Anyhow, talk to Sylvana Rafton. She's the owner and proprietor of the inn. And she should set you up, or should be able to set you up with a room." "All right, thank you." So I entered the village, and as I enter, the sun is about to set, and the guards, they go about their business and close the gate and bar the gate as I enter Rafton's Inn. All right, so let me read. Rafton's Inn. This spacious inn and tavern serves as the public house for the region. Like alehouses everywhere, Rafton's Inn offers beer, wine, and, on occasion, spirits. Meals are served for those with a coin, and beds for travelers are available. A crowd of villagers gathers each night to drink, gossip, sing, and play games of chance. In addition to village residents, any travelers passing through Winterhaven are found here. Anyone in Rafton's knows the general history of the village and the nearby ruined keep, so this is more OOC information. Only Valtroon knows that the ruined keep was built to contain a rift into the Shadowfell. And then the adventure lists a couple of characters that can be encountered in the inn. And what I did in advance, I made a little list with those characters, a little D4 list, and I will handle it so that whenever I enter the inn, I roll a D4 to see which one of these special NPCs, besides Sylvana, who obviously is always there because it's her inn, is there for me to maybe talk to and learn some clues and some gossip and maybe some information useful to my quest. Let me just get some D6 out here real quick, just in case I need to break the engine out, as we say. All right, so the game engine, that is. Okay, so yeah, let's just roll. So obviously Sylvana is there, and one of the patrons, of course I don't know them yet, or one of the characters. You gotta excuse my voice. I caught a cold, which I still am not able to get completely rid of. One of those summer flus. So it's a 4 that is Ninaran. Interesting character, Ninaran. So just a little ROC information. Ninaran is a quiet elf hunter who usually drinks alone. Ninaran is not interested in conversation. Stiff and bitter in demeanor, she is Kellerel's agent in Winterhaven and reports back to him about happenings in the village, which of course I do not know. So I enter and I see a couple of villagers, and from the looks of it, there are also farmers. And yeah, so I just let my gaze wander real quick if I make out anyone in particular that sticks out. I mean, this elf hunter, she would stick out among the common folk, but I still need to see if I notice her. All right, no, I don't. Epic fail. So yeah, I'm exhausted, and I'm also wounded. So I just at the moment really just care about getting a room, getting some rest. So I walk up right to the bar or counter to talk to Sylvana, who is behind the counter. She also has some hired hands working there. And I go like, "Are you Sylvana Refton?" "Yes, I am. And who might you be, good sir?" And it says here that she has a friendly demeanor and is open and quick with a smile and warm welcome. "So who might you be, good sir?" "My name is Nathan Wayne. I'm a traveler from Fallcrest, and I need a place to stay, not only for the night, but for a couple of days. Do you have a room available?" "I sure do, if you got the coin available, that is." "Well, coin shouldn't be a problem. So, how much do you charge?" "Well, I'm not unreasonable. For 1 gold piece a night, you'll get a nice, simple room, but it's clean, and a simple commoner's breakfast. What do you say?" That sounds exactly like what I need right now. So here, have 6 gold pieces. I'll stay, I think, at least 6 nights, and if I leave before that, you can just keep the rest. So I pass her 6 gold coins, subtract that from my money. So I got a room for 6 nights. I jot this down in my little journal here. Okay, so I put down rented room for 6 nights. Simple breakfast included. And do you also have a healer or herbalist in your village that can take a look at my wounds?" And she looks me over. Indeed, that doesn't look good. Yeah, like I said, I was ambushed, but I was able to prevail. I fought off my attackers. They were kobolds. Kobolds again, huh? Well, you're not the first traveler that reports that kobolds were ambushing or attacking them. You should really talk to Lord Pedrick about this. He's always interested in getting those news. See, for days now, he's trying to convince the militia to get rid of this kobold threat, but so far they're reluctant to leave the village. Maybe if the attacks or the frequency of the attacks increases, he might be able to convince them, because it's bad for trade. But in order for him to do so, he needs the current infos and reports. But unfortunately, she quickly looks across the common room, he's not here tonight. Yeah, the guards already told me about him. I will see him in the morning. So what about this, a herbalist or a healer, a medic? Well, there's Valtrun. He's a sage and scholar. He lives in a tower within our walls. Every once in a while he shows up here to socialize. He's pretty knowledgeable about the area, and maybe he's got some healing herbs or some potions or ointments that he's willing to part with for compensation, of course. Of course, that shouldn't be a problem. So is he by any chance here right now? No, he's not, but as I said, you can find him in his tower, which is, let's see, Valtrun's tower, building number 6. It is here in the center, in the center of the village. Oh yeah, I saw that tower when I came in. Well, since those wounds should be looked at so that they don't get infected, you should see him right away. I think it's not too late yet. It's not that late yet. He should still see you. I'll have a nice hot stew and an ale waiting for you when you come back. That one's on the house to ease the burdens of a weary traveler. Well, that is very grateful. Thank you. I will be back in a minute. All right, so I head over to building number 6, the Tower of Valtrun. So what does the description say? Valtrun's Tower. 5-story structure is the highest building in Winterhaven. So this is why I could see it when I came in. The tower is rumored to be over 300 years old, and Valtrun, the prescient or whatever, is its most recent resident. Valtrun doesn't use much of the tower. He inhabits the top 2 levels. The bottom 3 levels are locked and empty, except for the stairway connecting them to Valtrun's quarters. Valtrun is described briefly above in the section on the inn. Alright, so the Sage and Scholar has a small selection of 1st and 2nd level rituals that he's willing to sell. Okay. So I just say that he's also... Oh, there's also a temple. Okay. There's also a temple. But I'm at the tower now, so I assume that the door downstairs is open. Otherwise, if you knock, Valtrun wouldn't hear it. So you could basically traverse the first 3 levels up to the locked door to his stories that he occupies, and there you can knock. So I enter the tower and make my way up the stairs, and then there's a massive oak door with reinforced metal bars and a big iron ring that you can use to knock, and I knock at the door. Poof, poof, poof. All right, let's see. Does he answer? Does he open? I'm using my improvised D% oracle, and I'm assigning 50-50 odds. If I should roll doubles, a random event is inserted into the story. It is a 29, so he will see me, he will open, and no random event. Alright, so it takes a few minutes, and then the door is opened, and Valtrun stands in the door. Let's see, he's described here briefly, so let's see what it says here. Oh, I already read that, huh? so that he comes to socialize, does know about the rift. He's a good listener, asking just enough questions to keep whoever he speaks with talking. Okay. So I hear an old voice. Who's there? The name is Nathan Wayne, a traveler from Fallcrest. I am badly injured because I was ambushed by kobolds, and I was directed to your place by Sylvana Refton. She told me maybe you could take a look at my wounds. I can pay you, of course, but I don't want those wounds to get infested. Yeah, that wouldn't be good. Let me take a look. Wait a second. All right, and then I hear some levers moving and some bars retracting or whatever, and then the door opens. And an old man, let's see, sage and scholar. So I say he has a well-combed and groomed beard and long gray hair. And he's wearing a purple robe, and he invites me in. Please come in, have a seat. So, kobolds, you say, huh? Please, do elaborate on that. Alright, then I give him the quick details about the setup ambush that I was able to detect, thankfully, and I was able to fight them off. There were a lot of kobolds. You were outnumbered. You must be an accomplished fighter if you're able to hold them off all by yourself. Yeah, I can manage. You're right, but still, it was an overwhelming force. Let me see that. Doesn't look too bad. So, he gets a little ointment in a clay bowl, and this might sting a little. And then he applies it, but not with his fingers, but with some kind of stiff leaf. So he also gets out some sort of leaf, maybe some healing herb, I don't know, and he uses this herb to apply the ointment to the wound. All right, keep the bandage off overnight so that the wound can breathe and the ointment will do its thing. But you should rest soon. And about those kobolds, yeah, let me guess. Talk to Lord Pedrick about it. I was already told by Sylvana and the guards. Yes, indeed, you should do that. So tell me, traveler, what brings you to Winterhaven? Are you here for a particular reason? We are not really an attraction for travelers. No reason whatsoever. I'm a woodcutter and a hunter, and I just want to stay a couple of days to get a lay of the land, maybe to find some new hunting grounds here to sell maybe fur and meat, maybe even to Winterhaven. I see. Well then, take care, and if the wound does not show any signs of healing in the morning, please do come back and see me in the morning. All right, so I head back to the inn. I get my meal, my ale, and then my room, and then I'm really exhausted, and I just get rid of my stuff and just in my underwear fall into my bed dead tired, and I lock the door from the inside, and I make a little makeshift alarm. So I take a little stool so this is a pretty simple room. It contains a small table and a stool and a bowl with water to wash yourself in, and I'm leaning the stool, or I'm putting the stool against the door from the inside, and I put the water bottle on top of it so that if someone forcefully enters through the door, the stool would tip over and the water bottle would fall down and make noise and spill, and hopefully that would wake me up. So this is my my little makeshift alarm that I do. Can never be too careful. All right, next morning, nothing happens during the night. I head into the common room. I get my simple breakfast that is included. And that was my first night. I got 6 nights, so I'm crossing off 1 night. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I just made 6 circles in my journal. Cross off 1 circle for the first night. So 5 nights left. So I get my breakfast, and let's see who from those illustrious characters is in the inn in the morning, besides Sylvana, of course. 2 is Valtrune, the Prescient. All right, so Valtrune is there. He is having his breakfast there because he is all by himself and he likes to socialize a little, and he didn't want to make breakfast for himself. So he is having breakfast, and indeed, because as per standard Tiny D6 rules, after a full night of rest, you're completely recovered. So I am back to full health. So my wound, it has almost closed, and there's already fresh light pink skin forming where the wound was. So as I see Valtrune, and I see him because there are not many people in the common room at this hour, I immediately walk up to him, and I'm not wearing my armor now. I'm just wearing my common travel clothes. And oh, you know what? I don't even have any armor. I just have, let me take a look. Oh yes, I do. I have a breastplate and a shield, of course. But I'm not wearing my breastplate, not wearing my helmet, not wearing my shield. This is all back in my room, so just my normal clothes. And so I head over to Valtrune and I greet him. Good morning. Do you mind if I join you for breakfast? Not at all. Please do sit. So how are you? Fine. And I show him my wound. Look, the skin, it's already healing. That's great. Yeah, I'm just having my breakfast, and then I will head over to Lord Pedrick. But say, is there anything you can tell me about this area? Is there anything that I might need to know while I'm looking around? So you haven't been to this area before, huh? Do you know of the old keep? No, what old keep? Well, there's an old keep north of here. Let me check. Because it says like that everybody basically knows about the reason the area. So recent developments, the setting. All right, yeah. Well, there's an old keep, a ruined keep, north of here. Just, yeah, maybe 1.5 miles or even less than that. There are sometimes reports of strange creatures creeping through those ancient ruins. Maybe you should avoid this area. Okay, I keep that in mind. So to the north, you say, huh? Anything else? Do you know anything about those kobolds? Just that they are harassing travelers. You know what? And I get out the note. One of the kobolds, actually, he carried a note with him. And I show him this note. It looks like they were in the employ of someone. At least this is what the note suggests. And Their task was to make sure that no travelers get through to Winterhaven. Does that make any sense to you? Alright, so let me check if he knows or suspects anything about the cult, because he knows about the rift beneath the ruins. The adventure does not state that he knows anything about it, but that is the good thing. So a while ago I did a video about how to play published adventure solo, and the good thing is that a published adventure, if you play it solo, it gives you a good framework. It sets boundaries to basically limit and focus your creative energy somehow to the overarching story, but of course you still have the freedom and flexibility to adjust the adventure slightly within this framework to keep some sort of surprise or unpredictability. So I'll give it a 33% chance that he actually knows something about the cult. If he's willing to share it with me, that's something else entirely. So let's see. Oh, 22. Not only does he know something about the cult, but also a random encounter is injected into the story. Alright, so let me just jot this down real quick. Alright, so Veltroon. He suspects something. Does suspect something. Something regarding the cult. Okay, and a random event. Let's use the Scene Unfolding Machine from Jensen Wares because it has nice action, subject, and adjective tables. And let me roll on this action table because it is for events and activities to see if I can come up with anything. 85, which is here, listen, pay attention, spot, observe, smell. Okay, that's great. Already got an idea. And 77, ensure, make sure of, secure, warrant, and guarantee. Okay, so the following happens. Like I said, or I read, this Nentir guy is, or she, it's a she, the Nentir, she is an agent of Caloril. And she keeps tabs on the villagers. And what I do not notice, or we do not notice, that while we're talking there, she, I don't know, must have slipped in unnoticed or whatever. So she's hiding in, not really hiding, but sitting in a secluded corner of the tavern. We don't really pay attention, but I'm a person of interest to her because I'm a new arrival, I'm an adventurer, and obviously because she's seen that and heard it when I told it to Savannah, I was capable enough to fight off these kobolds. So that is, so I'm a person of interest. So she hears and listens and pays attention and spots and observes our conversation without us noticing. So she knows that I found this note and that I suspect that the kobolds are in employ to someone, and that the someone is called K. So she, and that is what I also make sure, secure, she wants to make sure that this information gets to Caloril and she slips away unnoticed. So this was the random event that our conversation was overheard by Ninaren, who now reports back to Kelleril, giving him basically a heads up and maybe give him a chance to reinforce his position and his defenses. Okay, I think that was a fitting event. Okay. All right. So, but he does suspect something now. The question is, does he tell me? And in the adventure, it states that he is not really forthcoming with the information until he knows a little bit more about me as an adventurer and until I've accomplished some things for the village. Basically, did some good. So I'll only give it a 25% chance. So it's not completely out of the question, but he is reluctant. So let's see. 25% chance that he will tell me what he suspects. Oh, 12. All right. So indeed. So maybe because yeah, he has seen that I was wounded and that I obviously fought off those kobolds, and I showed him the note, which proves that I didn't make the story up, that I really fought the kobolds. I think he comes to the conclusion that I'm a little bit above the standard cut of travelers, and so he leans closer to me and goes, I don't usually talk about this with the villagers because I don't want to panic them or to make them uneasy. So you gotta promise me that you keep this confident. This stays between us. I still haven't told Lord Pedrake, and I'm on the fence if I should even do so until I've gathered some more information. But recent developments in the area and recent activities around the keep, which I keep loose tabs on because, yeah, I'll get to that in a minute, has led me to believe that there's some sort of organization or maybe cult operating in this area, and I do not have a good feeling about this. I can't really put my finger on it as of yet. Oh, here it even says, though he knows nothing of the death cult activity. Well, I now determined that he does. Well, I don't know what exactly it is. It might be a cult, it might be a sect, or maybe just brigands. But I've noticed increased activity around the keep, and that makes me uneasy because, and he leans even closer, this keep, it was erected to protect a rift that connected this realm with the Shadowfell. The rift was closed years ago and sealed, and this keep was built on top of it to protect the rift and to keep evil forces from opening it again, so that those vile creatures from the Shadowfell could not enter into our realm. So this is indeed disturbing news that you brought me. If there's some force trying to keep travelers away from the village. What do you say? Are you up for a little reconnaissance adventure? I mean, you said you wanted to get a lay of the land. Why don't you start with the keep? I know I've told you to maybe stay away, but now that you have asked me and that you're obviously healed and you seem capable because of this disturbing news, would you take a look at this keep and scout out the area around it? I just not? Yeah, I will do that. But before I do that, I have to inform Lord Pedrake about the ambush. I understand that you must do that, but please, what I have just now told you about the rift and those activities I suspect, please, just for maybe 1 or 2 more days, keep this to yourself. Before I go to Lord Pedrake with this, I want to have some more information and even maybe some more concrete evidence. Yeah, all right. So I'll just tell him about the ambush, but I also have to show him the note. I mean, he's got to know that there's some force behind those attacks, obviously. I mean, I didn't have to go into the details about what you've just told me, but I think he needs the complete picture. Yeah, I can understand. So why don't you do that? So then I head over. So I tell him, yeah, when I'm done with breakfast and done with talking to Lord Pedrake, I will head out to explore the vicinity around the keep. But now, I will head towards the manor of Lord Pedrake, which is, I think, number building 14, the inner gate. This gate is closed and guarded by 2 Winterhaven guards during the daytime. They sternly regard anyone who approaches and question all who wish to visit Lord Pedrake in his manor without an appointment. However, PCs who exude an air of mystery and importance might convince the guards to let them pass. And 14 is then the manor house. Okay. So I'll head towards the inner gate, which is closed and guarded by 2 guards. Halt! Do we have an appointment to see the Lord Pedrake? No, as a matter of fact, I do not, but I think I have vital and important information for him. And I was already told by 2 different people, even 3, the guards at the outer gate, Savannah Rafton and Valtroon, to talk to your Lord Pedrake, because I was ambushed on the road by kobold brigands, and I've heard that Lord Pedrake has an interest in knowing these things, especially that while I've learned something which is unsettling, and I want to share this information with him. You are right. He is interested in those tales about the ambushes, and he knows that the kobolds are a problem. Wait here. I'll head inside and see if he will see you. That is all I ask. And I wait, and he goes inside and comes back, and I think the chances that he will see me is pretty high. I'll give it an 80%. 80% chance of a yes that he will see me. Using my oracle. 62. Yes, he will see me. Yeah, you can go ahead. I will escort you, but I have to ask you to leave your weapons at the entrance of the manor. We have a room there where you can store them. And then I will escort you before Lord Pedrake. Well, if you think that is really necessary, I will of course oblige. Yes, otherwise I wouldn't have asked. The guard goes. All right, so I do as he says. I leave my weapons, and he brings me before Lord Pedrake. Right, let's see what Lord Pedrake, or what information I got about Lord Pedrake. Lord Pedrake. So leadership. All right, he lives there with his wife and 4 sons. And Lord Pedrake. Okay, so from time to time, the town's lord, level 3 human warlord, so he's actually got a level and a class, visits Raftons. All those present doff their heads and call him lord, after which he retreats to a corner table and zips spear. He is amenable to speaking with adventurers who approach him. He initially assumes they are dignitaries from another village or possibly merchants scouting new trade routes. Regardless, if he believes they're merely treasure hunters, his respect diminishes unless they prove their worth. Okay, so nothing really description. So he's a man in his, let's say, in his middle years, and he is in good physical shape and condition because he actually has a level and a class. So Tiny D6 doesn't use classes and levels, but for me this means he is like a PC, so he's got some traits, a weapon mastered, and he's a cut above the common folk. And yeah, so he offers me actually a seat at a table, and pours me some water and goes, "Well, the guards have already told me that you have disturbing news. From my understanding, you were ambushed." Yes, I was, and I tell the entire story, and I hand him the note. And he reads the note, and he goes, So it seems like that those kobolds are especially targeting travelers towards Winterhaven. This is indeed unsettling, and we have to stop this. But I might be the leader of this village, but I do not have total control. So far I've been unable to raise a force from among the villagers to deal with the kobold problem. See, I've discovered, or I suspect, where their lair is. It is a forest cliff lair nearby, and I think a group of capable adventurers can take those kobolds down. Or maybe one capable adventurer together with a couple of militia. So, from my understanding, you have already proven that you're a capable fighter. Would you take on a commission from me and take a couple of militia and try to get rid of those kobolds? Yeah. Because I'm thinking, so this is OC info for me, why my thinking behind this. I mean, I already know that they're in the employ of this K, and I know that this priest is called Kelleril, and so the Veltroon, he has, also, not really confirmed, but he also suspects strange activities in the area, so I'm pretty confident that I can learn something regarding my assignment maybe in this kobold lair. So I will, of course, take on this commission. Let's see, there was something here, I think. Questions answered. Keep. Yeah, we heard you have a job for a party of able-bodied adventurers. Genau. So, okay, and he goes, "You'd be interested in taking commission from me. I promise you I can pay well for your services." Okay, yeah, I take the commission from you. And about payment, we can talk about that later. I'm more interested actually in getting to the bottom of this than I am in coin. This might sound strange, but I don't really need much. I'm an outdoors person. That is very noble of you. So, and he wait a second, and he gets a map out, and he pulls out a map that indicates the location of the kobold lair to the east and south of the village, to the southeast, so basically. He says that a group of stalwart adventurers, okay, we already had that, Patrick indicate, yeah, of course you can keep whatever loot you find in the Kobold Lair, even if it was former the property of Winterhaven's villagers. And the offer still stands. I am willing to pay you 25 gold pieces if you get rid of this problem. Yeah. But let me rest for one more day. I go, and maybe in that time you have time to raise a couple of people from the militia that will accompany me. Because even though I am capable, I doubt that I will be able to take on an entire Kobold Lair by myself. Of course, and I'll see you in the morning then. I let the guards know that we have an appointment in the morning. You shouldn't have any trouble getting to me. Then enjoy your day of rest in the wonderful village of Winterhaven. You will need all your strength tomorrow. Yes, I will. And with that, we're ending this session. Alright, so a little slow-paced session, a little interlude, but this is the beauty of solo RPG. Also, you can work at your own pace, and even though it was not an episode that featured a lot of fighting, die rolls, or action, I hope you still enjoyed it, and I hope maybe you can get something out of it. Yeah, and I would love if you would join me again when I continue this adventure. As I said, I will be alternating now between my sci-fi Stardark D20 and Tiny D6 Keep on the Shadowfell, and I try also to increase my upload schedule so that you don't have to wait too long between sessions. Alright, so this is it for tonight, and I hope you have a wonderful starting and upcoming weekend, and as always, stay safe and stay healthy. Until next time, bye bye.